there. He spoke with one woman whose personal story is pushing change. Matt?
And Liz, listen to this. In New York State, they say it's more expensive to buy a pack of cigarettes than it is to buy a bag of heroin. And one young local woman encountered that reality and did everything she could to make a new one.
I was really unaware of the consequence that it brings, and I was really unaware of really what it even was.
Hooked on heroin for 4 years. It started when Therese McHale was just 15 years old. She's from Malaysia and ended up taking heroin when prescription drugs got too expensive and someone recommended something else.
I was around a lot of people that, were in their late 30s doing real criminal acts, and I was, sick and suffering and needed help.
Therese even found herself on the wrong side of the law, but the resources Therese eventually knew she needed to get back weren't there.
They were truly unavailable, and it took a long time to get into a treatment facility and start my journey into recovery.
Her detox began at 19. She's 22 now. Lawmakers say they've heard the same thing.
I get phone calls just about on a daily basis from parents, from students themselves. We have a drug problem in our family. Our child is suffering. He or she is addicted, and we cannot find treatment. We cannot find a bed for them.
Recovery is critical for an addict. It gives them a hand to hold in order to get out of a bad place and pull them back from falling into it again. Between heroin and prescription drugs, the State Association of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Providers says more people die now from overdoses than motor vehicle crashes. In addition to more funding for prevention, treatment, and recovery, Long Island Senator Ken Pannon says New York should open up the market on naloxone, the nasal spray which counteracts the effects of a heroin overdose.
Some people would go as far as to make it dispensable at a pharmacy. I'm not so sure we're ready to go there yet. But there are a number of other trouble spots where we could identify it, where we could have parents who have a concern about their family and try to widen it. It's proven. It's 2006. We did it for the emergency service.
And supporters of increased funding to treatment and recovery programs are asking for $15 million in state money. But the country as a whole, on the flip side, spends $53.4 billion every year in medical and criminal justice costs because of the misuse of drugs, prescription drugs specifically. Now, there's one piece of legislation aimed at preventing prescription drug abuse that has created an unintended consequence, pushing people towards heroin. We'll talk about that at 6 o'clock, Liz.